So I sort of think about this, mass incarceration that we have created in this country as not, I have to be careful to not, I've been criticized for saying incarceration is an opportunity. Incarceration, in many cases, is critically important for the safety of the individual, safety of society. It's an important tool, and I think, there are people that advocate for, abolishment of incarceration, and I think that's not the answer. I've met many people that are willing to best things for all involved within the state in a controlled, confined environment, but not the most people I've met over the years. Most people don't need to be locked up, for a long period of time. Although, patients have told me, Doc, thank God I got arrested when I did, because otherwise I'd be dead. And they're not good. There's this sort of lack of control and spiraling out of control and increasing risk-taking that occurs in some people. And they just need to get off the merry-go-round and have time out. And so that is more jail than prison. But I think of incarceration as in incarceration there are opportunities to diagnose, to treat, and to prevent disease. And so this is a character you might recognize, Ronald Reagan. He was president in 1982 when this Time magazine came out asking, what are prisons for? So this was our nation, I don't know, it's a popular magazine at the time, asking, are we locking up too many people? Why do we even have prisons? 1982 is right here. So this is kind of gradual increase, but relatively steady rates of incarceration until 1982. And then something changed, and we went incarceration crazy. Actually, it's tipped over a little bit. It started to come down in the last couple of years. So people say, well, we had a real problem with incarceration in this country, but incarceration was really a problem up here. But it's all solved. It's down to here. So it's not, that the perception is that things are heading in the right direction, and they're really not. This is shameless self-promotion. The National Academy of Sciences came out with this report on the growth of incarceration, and this is the same curve. So this is the problem. And this, when you look at this whole area above the curve, all these people, I'm going to suggest that there are two causes for that. Now that rate of incarceration has set us, distinguished us among nations in the world, but also in history. There's never been a society that has incarcerated such a large proportion of its population. So I'm going to suggest that a lot of that increase is addiction and mental illness. Those two diseases, if left untreated, the natural history of those diseases in our society today result in behaviors that land caught up in the criminal justice system. And the criminal justice system is like fly paper. You stick on it, you step on it, and your foot is stuck, and then you put your other foot trying to get up, and you can't because you're stuck in it. We've all heard that, you go to in front of the judge, and the judge says, okay, you're a first-time offender. We're going to go easy on you this time. We'll let you off. The flip side of that is, oh, you're back again? We're going to spank you. So a lot of there are two sort of forces that drove this, and I would emphasize that these are policy decisions. We make decisions to address mental illness and addiction in the ways that we do. So we decided that locking people up in mental health facilities for their life is really there were reports coming out this cruel and inhumane treatment and atrocities are occurring, and a lot of that did. And there was this large deinstitutionalization movement. We shut all this whole network of mental health facilities down. And for many people, that was incredibly liberalizing. That was wonderful. It was, and it was good for society because now we see people that previously had been hidden in the attics and in these places, and now they're out among us and they're different, and that's okay. That kind of increases tolerance and understanding. But for many people, they fall between the cracks, and we kind of dissolve this system, and we don't have sufficient replacement. In a sense, you can look at that rate of incarceration as a really a condemnation of our outpatient mental health and addiction treatment programs. And then we have, of course, the war on drugs. And the war on drugs takes many faces, but we've decided that for somebody using drugs on themselves or caught up in drug use, that's illegal and that they should go to jail for that, or go to prison for that. We've invested a lot. This is where we've invested our society's resources to deal with the problem of addiction, and I think that's an unwise investment. Now, this is a billboard that was outside Reagan National Airport. Welcome to our nation's capital, to America, home of 5% of the world's people and 25% of the prisoners. And you'll notice this is funded by the NAACP, and that is entirely appropriate because the population that's incarcerated is vastly disproportionately people of color. Now, this is just going to walk you through this. So these are whites, Hispanics, and blacks. And we can see that a man born in between 45 and 49, his risk of incarceration is greater if he's African American than if he's white. And if he's dropped out of high school, within each category, it's higher. So that was happening to people born in the 40s, before this increase. With this increase, the cohort of men born in 75 to 79, and I say men because the vast majority of this is men. Of course, women, you've come a long way, baby. That was a slogan for Virginia Slim cigarettes. They have increased dramatically. But this has taken so the differences between blacks and whites have increased, and the difference between high school dropout or not has increased dramatically. Such to the point, 68%, so 2/3 of black men who dropped out of high school were likely to be incarcerated by age 35. You're more likely to get incarcerated than anything in your life. That is your life. If you are born in this cohort, that is and it resonates with what President Paxson said about falling behind your classes and then not finishing high school. That's a bad prognostic. Okay. So when we look at this population who has ended up incarcerated, they have a greater proportion of disease, of all kinds of disease. In Rhode Island, in the late 80s, the legislature passed a law mandating HIV testing for all sentenced prisoners. Now, we have, with that, we have about 3,500 prisoners today behind the bars at the Rhode Island Department of Corrections. We have about 16,000 coming in and out each year. And that sort of mirrors the national, what's going on nationwide. With that HIV testing program, 1/3 of the people in the state were diagnosed with HIV, just by routine testing everybody that goes through. And at the time, many viewed that as, this is terrible. These are prisoners and you're stumping all over their rights, and at the time you didn't even have the treatment for HIV. In hindsight, this was a fantastic public health intervention because each of those people that tested positive, we were able to get them excellent care for their HIV and linkage to care and follow-up and get their partners tested and get them drug treatment and mental health treatment. And that has been a significant cause of a dramatic decline of injection drug use related to HIV in the state of Rhode Island. So it turns out that if we, and we didn't know it at the time, we didn't have the evidence, if you treat someone for HIV, their risk of transmitting to other people drops off dramatically. So if you treat the whole population, transmission in the community drops off. So this mass incarceration is like a fungus. It is kind of grown in the dark areas, and I think the way to fix it, I mean, there's two main things that I think we should all work for. First, this is like a notion that we are incarcerating too many people. Maybe it started to turn the other. We need to do everything we can to turn this around. To find out why do we incarcerate people? What are the outcomes we're trying to get? This is our whole society needs to understand this and think about how much resources we're putting into this and how we can better spend those resources. But second of all, find these opportunities to capitalize on this horrible system that exists to improve health, to improve public health. So we've already seen the racial disparities in incarceration. But if we can turn this on its head, that capitalize to the extent that somebody passing through corrections gets health screening, gets linked up to health care, and gets followed up on the outside, maybe we can start reversing some of these health disparities in the community. So the final thought is, with this fungus, we need to shine some light on it. And put it out in the sunlight. These are public institutions. There are public dollars you pay for it. We should get in there. We should see what's going on. We should